Hey there, it's Mike. Thanks for checking out this video, and today's topic is going to be about leaves. Now, I know leaves are kind of when you think of leaves, you think of nature, you don't think of street photography, but if you're lucky enough to be in a place like I am in Wisconsin, we have changing seasons. We definitely have fall here in Wisconsin. I love leaves. I try to use them in my street photography if possible. We're going to talk about that, different ways you can use them. I'll show you some examples, but I've always loved leaves. When I did used to do, nature photography for a couple years, and I was doing some art shows, my best stuff, and the stuff that actually I do have a nature rack, print rack at my art shows. I still have a good amount of photos of leaves that do continue to sell to people who are interested in nature stuff. I have stuff just with a single leaf on a board or on a board or in water. Like 3 individual leaves that I lined up. They kind of go from one color to the next, kind of. And so I used them when I was doing nature photography, and they still continue to sell to this day. So I've always liked them. And in street photography, there's definitely a way to use them. And I guess, being in Wisconsin, being in a place where the seasons do change, the benefit of that is that the environment changes. My downtown area changes. The city changes because the environment is changing. Because of that, people act differently and behave differently. So the city streets look different, people behave differently, they dress differently, and that all adds to the variety of street photography, which is one of the reasons why I love doing it. So it's fall here in Wisconsin. We just had peak colors probably about a week ago. I've been getting downtown. I've been, getting some leaf pictures, but I want to talk about different ways that, how can you use leaves in your street photography if you're lucky enough to have them. Now, obviously, you can be in a city, but the city also has to have some trees nearby, or trees maybe, in the downtown area. Now, I'm lucky in Appleton, we have some trees like right on College Avenue that do, provide some color, and they do drop their leaves, so they are on the sidewalk, things like that. And so you have to take advantage of those, and there's different ways to do that. Now, you can certainly use just a leaf, like a single leaf, and try to put that in some sort of context with somebody walking by, or something in a window, or if it has the same color, if it's red, and you can match something else that's red, that's urban. I think one of the things that I like about leaves in street photography is that leaves are, nature. I mean, let's be honest, that is not an urban thing necessarily, but I like the juxtaposition of being able to have, leaves and then put that in a city environment, because those are kind of opposites, and then kind of pull in opposite directions. So how can you make that leaf or that leaf or those groups of leaves interesting when you're doing street photography? So use singular, use groups of leaves. I saw a really great shot once. I forgot who the photographer was. We actually slowed down the shutter speed, and there were some leaves that were just kind of going in a circle because of the wind in the city by this building, and slowed the shutter speed down and had these leaves going in a circle, which was just really neat idea. So you could use slow shutter speed with wind. I like using if you've seen my channel before, if you know the subject matter that I love windows. So how can I use leaves in windows? Reflections definitely. Or I had one recently where I had a leaf, or I think a couple leaves on a windowsill, and then I was trying to reflect some leaves that were on the ground, and try to put those two together. So how can you use leaves either on the window, like let's say it's rainy out and the leaf actually sticks to the window? How can you use that? I mean, that would be awesome. Actually, I would love to do that and be like inside. I've yet to do this, but be like inside, like a coffee shop, and then have that leaf stuck to the window and have somebody walking by or something like that. But how can you use the leaves with the windows? That's one thing that I like to do. And I think another thing that would be cool, especially when you get groups of leaves, especially when right underneath the tree when all the leaves drop, how can you use that to provide foreground interest? And for me, having just the whole ground covered with leaves, and then be able to, if you get lucky enough to have it be raining and have somebody walking by with an umbrella underneath a tree that has, leaves still on it, or has those red leaves or yellow leaves where they change. I mean, I just think fall, especially when it's kind of rainy fall, and you have leaves, it opens up the door to so much variety and potential to just do different things. And that's the beauty of being in a state like Wisconsin, where we have these changing seasons. Now, of course, the trick is, you can have a tree that has all its leaves on and they're beautiful, and then 2 days later, those are gone. And I just had that, we have a small private college campus near College Avenue right at the end. And I went and shot some stuff on one day, and then 2 hours later I was there, and I thought, wow, it's raining now, I can get some umbrellas. And one of the trees had lost a lot of the red leaves. So some of it you kind of have to be lucky and you have to have the timing there, but take advantage of that. Use it as foreground interest. Use groups of leaves. Use reflections. Depending on your, philosophy as far as whether or not you should set up shots or create shots, you could certainly pick up some leaves, have a single leaf, put it somewhere, hold it out. If you want to do more setup kind of street photography. If you're a purist, then you're not going to touch any of these leaves. What you get is what you get, right? So, and I've had some times even recently where I thought about picking up some leaves, like I had a puddle that was reflecting the cloud, some clouds above with some like a brick kind of texture, like a patio. And I kind of thought, maybe in hindsight, maybe I should have taken some yellow leaves to contrast some of the red, and I kind of could have done that, but I didn't. I left it alone. I just found a couple leaves that kind of worked to tell the story. So using leaves, it changes your environment. You should definitely take advantage of the fact that you have an environment that changes on a somewhat regular basis. So that's my tip. Look for things that are different. Look for those leaves. Take advantage of fall. Hit the streets if you have some trees nearby or some leaves, and just go out and really kind of concentrate on that, and just kind of make it a leaf day while you have a couple of weeks while things are changing in your city. So I hope that helps you out. Give me some comments below or some questions about leaves and about street photography. Check out my links below. Give me some love. Give me a thumbs up or subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. I'll check you soon with another video. Keep hitting the streets and shooting, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey there, since I love leaves and umbrellas and stuff like that, I thought we would just tack on a couple extra minutes here of going through some pictures of leaves and things like that I was just discussing. And one thing I do like to do, this is a little bit of an homage to Saul Leiter, but I like to use a lot of things and then sort of have a pop of something maybe, or something really far in a corner. I did that a couple times here with leaves. I really like this one. Just a lot of yellow and green, and then there's this umbrella at the bottom, some red, some blue that kind of pops through all these different leaves. So, and I kind of did the same thing with this shot here, where it's not, I guess there's leaves, yeah, because it's definitely not a pine tree, but all this green, and then there's this pop of red, the red umbrella, and he's even wearing red way down in the corner here. Here was someone actually picking up leaves. They were collecting them. And I kind of worked the spot for a little while. So I got this shot first, and then I waited for some people to walk by, and happened to be dark enough too where I was that I got a little bit of a slow shutter speed, which I really love. I really like the movement of the foot and of the person, and their face and everything is just a little bit blurry. Same thing here with this lady who walked by, all in black pretty much. That was really neat too. Kind of similar idea here as I showed earlier, but just, the tree, all the red and the green, and then a person way at the bottom sort of walking across the sidewalk with a white umbrella, which kind of draws your eye to that. This wasn't necessarily about the leaves. It was more about the umbrella, but I like the way I kind of used the grass and the leaves to split this in half and use the yellow color to accent, to sort of a little bit of a juxtaposition here. The yellow that kind of complements a lot of the black that's on the left-hand side of the frame. This was actually shot at night, which is cool. So the ISO is kind of high, got some blurriness and this person walking by. But I just wanted them walking by their feet and their legs amongst all these leaves on the sidewalk. Here was kind of the similar idea where I used the leaves to sort of frame something. This was really neat. It was just drizzling out and this person was just standing there. You don't see a lot of people just standing in the rain. And so it kind of helped frame them along with the bridge. Here's something neat where, I was doing a little bit of self-portrait. Here's me photographing leaves. You don't see that, very often. I think I've only done that, probably once, and it was this time. But here's where I was just focusing on the leaf that's on the windowsill and the window. Really kind of bumped up the texture here a little bit in the dehaze to get those sort of raindrops to sort of show up as well. And here were the rest of the leaves, so I kind of included them again, working this window here a little bit. So there's just some bonus stuff. Hopefully it gave you some ideas of what you can do with leaves, whether they're on the ground or whether they're still on the trees around fall, or it doesn't necessarily have to be fall, but fall is obviously a very good time to do that. So hope that helps you out. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon with another video. Bye-bye.